Hello, welcome to Code Box Automation Lab. This is Sharful. In this lecture, we're going to see a Cypress in-twin project with TypeScript. So we have seen some tutorials like for the TypeScript basics, right? The programming language in regards TypeScript, the benefits using the TypeScript over the JavaScript. So it's time to see a in-twin project, a simple project with TypeScript in Cypress. Okay, so we'll see some prerequisite and also step by steps a simple project, how we can build your project. So for some prerequisite, if you're familiar with the Cypress project, definitely you know that you will need one IDE. So in our case, we're going to use VS Code. It's up to you, whatever the IDE you feel comfortable, feel free to use that one. But our project is based on the VS Code. And also, as you know, for supporting language, you need a JavaScript and TypeScript added to your VS Code. Will show where you can find in VS Code so that you can add both JavaScript and TypeScript, and as well as you need a Node.js, and also because it's TypeScript or a JavaScript is based on Node.js. So you need to install the Node.js, and then you have to just ensure that you verify the Node.js. It's been installed on your machine. What's the version of the Node.js? So it's a node-b is the command to verify, as well as npm. Npm comes with the Node.js. When you install the Node, npm is the Node package manager, where it comes with all of its default the packages, the libraries, so that's why you have to also verify that, to make sure that you have the npm package too with your along with your Node.js. Okay, so let's just this is the prerequisite, right? So it's this prerequisite is very simple, and when I'm not going through all the prerequisite because I have a separate whole in-twin project based on the Cypress, where I have shown how to install all this IDE like the VS Code, JavaScript, and also the Node.js, how to do this both in Windows and Mac. Let me show you in my channel. So if you go in my channel, Code Box Automation Lab, and in this channel you can find there's a tons of tutorials. So Cypress automation for beginner, if you go over here, you will find all the tutorials, that's the basics you need for Cypress. It's okay if you go there, if you go there, and then you can see I start from the scratch, like what is Cypress, it's a why the Cypress is benefits or comparison compared to other automation API like Selenium. And then you can see there is a this is a default structure. This is something you need to know definitely when you install Cypress on it as your project. It comes with the default structure. So what is the meaning of the different structure that comes as a default for a Cypress project? So it's give you the give you the all the details description. So please watch this. If you haven't seen this, please, I would say start from here, and then you can see Cypress installation, how to install Cypress. And through this over here, you will see this I have walked through all the how to install, from where you can install Node.js, your JavaScript, all those things. And you can see also how to install Cypress in Mac. So here's, it depends on the first one, part one, it's based on a Windows machine, and the second one is based on the Mac. So that's all you need to know, the how you can install and do all the prerequisite. That's I was showing you just on other slide. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have VS Code already installed. If you don't have, please watch the tutorial as I just showed you. From there, follow it. Is very simple. You can search VS Code on Google, you can download it, and very simple. And also assuming you will see that how we can also integrate or add JavaScript and TypeScript on VS Code. We'll show you. But I'm also assuming that you have already installed Node.js okay, on your machine. So how are you going to verify it? Let's verify it in Node.js on a machine. To do this, let's open your terminal. If you have a Mac, or if you have a Windows machine, you can do it through the it's the command prompt. So as I have a Mac, so open the command prompt, and then just type. It is just to verify that whether you have installed Node.js successfully or not. Just to do this, just type node space then dash v or version, hit enter. You will see it will give you the, you can see the version 16.13.2. That's the version node I have on my machine. If you see that it shows you the command not found, it means your node is not been installed successfully, or you never install it. So then follow the tutorial and just install the Node.js on your machine. And along with the Node.js, as I said, npm, it comes with the node. So npm is nothing, is like node the package manager that comes with all the default the packages, libraries that you need for your project, for a node project. So you need to verify also npm. So to do this, npm same command space v, you can see over here. So what I got over here, the permission denied. It doesn't mean just it didn't found it. I have some admin restriction on my machine, so that's why it says permission denied. So I believe it will show me if we say sudo npm -v. Here we go. Okay, so it shows this 8.41. That's the my npm version on my machine. Probably you, in your case, you wouldn't need that sudo, because it is only needed if you don't have the admin permission, okay, on your profile. So I have successfully, it's proven that I have Node.js as well as the npm or node package manager installed on my machine successfully. Okay, so let's close this one and see what's next. So all the prerequisite is done, right? So now it's time to see a complete end-to-end project, a Cypress project with TypeScript, step by step. So here is the some instruction, or you can see the what do you need to do exactly. So create an empty the folder for your new project. Okay, so before we do this, let's go to our VS Code, and then I will show you where you can just a little bit. So after you open your VS Code, you can see over here tools and language. So if you go more, you can find all other tools or language over here. So if you need to include your the JavaScript or TypeScript, you can type TypeScript. You can type TypeScript, right? So, and then you can see over here the TypeScript. You can you can install any one of the TypeScript that's built in. It's going to be with your VS Code. Okay, similarly JavaScript, you can do it. Okay, so that's the place where you can do it. And I think there is another TestRunner. There is another, yes, sorry, CodeRunner. There's another plugin, it's called CodeRunner. You can install also on your VS Code. That's a shortcut. It will give you this kind of button to run your project, to run your code. Okay, so that's what you can use too. So anyways, but we're going to run our project through the terminal. Okay, so that's the place. And then let's go back to our extension. So let's go back to our home page. Okay, so what's the steps over here? So first, to create an empty project. So we're going to create an empty project, which is an empty folder. This is a fresh project. So let's create an empty project by creating a folder and linked or import that folder to the VS Code. That's what we're saying over here. Open the project folder in VS Code. Okay, so let's do these two steps. Okay, So empty project. So how we can create empty project or empty folder? You can do it through the VS Code, or you can go to your your specific document, and then you can create a folder from there, and then you can open that folder through the VS Code. I'm going to show from the VS Code. So on this VS Code over here, you can see this open a folder and create a launch.json. So here is it over here. It will take to the place where, or you need to, you want to open your project or create empty project. So you can change the place where you want to create that empty project. So I'm assuming that for me, I'm going to create an empty project over here. So let's create a project. I will give a new name. I would say Cypress with TypeScript TS. Okay, Cypress with TS of TypeScript. So this is the folder. Okay, and then click on open. There you go. You can see Cypress with TS is a folder is already over here. Okay, so that's that. My project, empty projects right now over here. So what's next? So next would be run command npm initiate y. So npm initiate, it will initiate a the node project. So npm initiate this command, it will help you to initiate a node project, because Cypress is the node project, right? So you have to first initiate the npm or node project for the Cypress, and it will be totally local. So it's a local, it means it will. So let me copy it, or you can, where are you going to type it? Let's close it, and then you can go to the terminal from here, new terminal, or you can go terminal from here too. So here is the terminal. So you over here, for my case, so the command would be npm. So for my case, I have to, since I don't have the admin permission, that's why I'm using sudo, but probably your case, you don't need to type the sudo keyword if you're using a Mac. So then the main command is npm initiate. So it will initiate the node project, and I use the -y because I'm saying there is some questions when you initiate a npm project, and then you have to give an answer. So I'm giving you all of the questions answer as a yes. That's why I said why. So it is a little bit shortcut. Okay, hit enter. Here we go, and then you can see there is a folder created. It's called package.json folder. Let's open that. And over here, this is the package.json folder. It's it is the folder where all of your dependency is going to be over here related to your project, and that belongs to this specific project. Like it is a local project, and it has a benefit, like when you create a local project, is to a specific one folder. So anytime you need this whole project, you can just make a copy of the folder, and you can install from to any other machines. You can just say npm, then install, and you keep the folder name, the file path, and then it will automatically install from there. So it has the benefits using a clean local project. So anyways, so this is a package.json file. Okay, so let's see what's the next we'll have to go do. The next we have to now, it's time to install the Cypress, and after that we have to install the TypeScript. Okay, so what's the command? npm install Cypress, right? And then npm install TypeScript. Let's do it. If you want, you can clear it, and then you can say sudo, for my case, npm install Cypress. You can see Cypress is installing, and you will see packet under this packet.json file. You will see the Cypress version will come over here after it's installed. Here we go. You can see the Cypress version 9.53. It's over here. It means Cypress. It means this node package, this project based on node, it's dependent. It has a dependency based on Cypress, and this is the Cypress version. Okay, so it's been installed. Cypress has been installed. Let install npm, then TypeScript, npm. Okay, let me npm install TypeScript. That should be the next one. Let me clear it. Sudo npm install TypeScript. Very good. Now you can see that the TypeScript also it shows under the package.json file. So that's why the package.json file is very important. The first things you need, because this is the JSON file where all of your package, your dependency is going to be over here. And from when you run your project, it will get the help, all the supporting, like the dependency you need, from this package.json file. Okay, so that's the things has been done. Let's see what's next. So next would be initialize a new tsconfig.json file. New tsconfig, which is the TypeScript config.json file, using this command. So we need to run this command, and before we run this command, what is this? What this command will do? This will ensure the types for Cypress are accessible by TypeScript. These types depend on DOM and ES6. So we pass them as leave option to TypeScript. Okay, that's why we need the TypeScript or tsconfig.json file. Okay, you can copy that. And don't worry, I will give all this command underneath below in description, so that you can easily copy and paste. You don't have to memorize it. Okay, so let's go there. Let's clear it, and then sudo npx okay, here we go. You can see there is a file, the tsconfig file.json has been created. Okay, and over here you can see there is a language environment. Okay, this is the lib, or this is and also the target, and then you can see the module, you can see the types for Cypress. Okay, so everything's been included in this JSON file. Since our project is based on our TypeScript, that's why we need this integration of we need this tsconfig.json file. Okay, so what's the next? So next is open TestRunner using command npx cypress open, right? So we all know, this is just a regular. From here, you are going to do exactly what you learn your Cypress project based on JavaScript, like how to run your JavaScript the project for the TestRunner, right? Or UI TestRunner, which is the command, the npx cypress run. So it will show you some of the default, the project for Cypress, right? Let's run it. npx cypress run, minimize it, and then clear it, and then run it. Sudo npx cypress run. You will see that the UI or TestRunner should come up. Okay, it's saying could not find a Cypress configuration file in this folder. Okay, let me verify it. Okay, so I did have, as I said earlier, I did have some the permission issue. So that's why that was the problem. Like packet.json file was not installed. It didn't get in the permission as an admin. So that's why I have to give some work on this issue, but it is not something related that's for the process. Okay, so anyways, so after you do sudo npx cypress opens, here is a TestRunner, UI TestRunner you can find, and it shows you all the some sample project. You can see it. Let's minimize it. So as you know, there's this is the UI TestRunner that you can run your test in a specific spec file or any specific test cases. You can run from here through this, and you can see the also output, right? So I'm not going to explain in details about this test runner because I'm assuming that you already have the idea about the Cypress basics, the projects, all the Cypress tools, everything's how it works. Okay, let's minimize it. And you can see over here, it's create a Cypress. You can see there's a Cypress structure. This is the default structure that you have to know. And here is the features of different structures. In my earlier the lectures, if you go to the Cypress automation for beginner, as I showed in my channel over there, one of my lecture I explained everything, like what is features, what is the use case of features, integration, all those things. So this is the default structure of a Cypress project that comes default when you install the Cypress. Okay, so here I'm going to just work on this. You can see in integration. So integration, it has you can see there's a two sample file, right? You can see there is and over here there's all those are samples. So we don't need this, so let's delete it, move to trash, and then you don't need this one too, but anyways, it's up to you. You can keep it, it's up to you. But let's the file we're going to the project we're going to the demo project we're going to create underneath the integration over here. Okay, let's close this one. Okay, let's do this one over here. Okay, so let's create a simple file underneath integration over here. Okay, you can create from here, or you can just right click, create a new file. Just let's give a name ts demo, I would say .ts. Okay, ts demo, it's you can say, or give a name Cypress ts ts demo.cts. So this is the ts. You can see that's the extension is TypeScript. Okay, so I create a ts TypeScript file. So over here, as the first what you can do, you can create a, let me close this guy, right? You can create a, when you start your project, let's use the reference code. Okay, so this here is a reference code. I believe you already know it. It will help you. It is a Cypress IntelliJ that will help you to get easily all the Cypress command. Okay, so it will automatically search the Cypress one when you say like like CUI, it will automatically, or get, it will automatically give you the options. So from the Cypress IntelliJ, so it is very helpful. So let's use this one. And after that, as you know, Cypress is based on the Mocha framework. So it means it will have a describe block, it will have for your test suite, and underneath there will be it block, number of it block. It depends on the test cases. Each and every it block is considered one single test case. So let's create a describe block. Okay, you can see, as I said, I as soon as I type des, it automatically give you the Cypress command, like related Cypress command, and that comes from this the line we use, reference type Cypress. Select this describe, and if you have the describe block, we can say it's saying it is a Mocha framework, and it's a describe suite. It is a describe a suite, so it contains, it is a suite block, and it underneath in describe, it is a block, it is a suite block. For Mocha framework, as per the Mocha framework, you have to pass two parameter. One is, you can see over here, describe a suite with a given title. One is title, another one there will be some function. So give a title, just a title, I would say my first test suite. Okay, and then second parameter would be a function, so just a type function, and this is the function, this is the body of the function, right? And inside the function, so this, assume that this describe, it's your suite, test suite. So now you are going to write all the test cases underneath this describe block. So your first test case would be it will come to a it block. Okay, so it block, again, if you hover to it block, you'll see it is also the part of the Mocha framework, and it will have a specific test cases. Okay, and it's also so there will be some title. So let's see what would be our test cases. Let's get familiar with our test cases. So this is our the practice page. So if you go codeinboxautomationlab.com, at the very bottom you'll see there is a practice. Go here and let's do a very simple test. Okay, so I would say let's say do this static drop down. So there is a static drop down over here. You can say Selenium API. Let's select Selenium and make sure it's Selenium has been selected. Okay, so that's so we're going to test a static drop down scenario, and this is your URL for this page. So we're going to come directly over here. Okay, so for the it block, let's give your title for the it block. So I would say verify, since this is the test case, remember. Okay, verify I would say drop down, verify drop down test scenario. Test scenario. Okay, and there will be another parameter also similar like describe block. It will be function, right? Function, and then this is the body of the function, and over here you will have the real code to do this test. Okay, for this test case, this is your first test case. Okay, for that related test cases, code will become underneath the it block. Okay, over here. So first you have to visit this the page, right? To visit this page you have to use visit command, right? This will take you to the web pages where, so URL, so you can pass the URL. This is our URL, and the next would be what's the next would be, let's go to here, Selenium. So we have to look at this field, right? Look at this object, that like Selenium first, right? This one, right? First find this locator. So right click. I believe that you already know it. If you don't know, please watch the beginner lectures, so where I have explained how to use the different locator in Cypress and how to find it, all those things. I'm assuming that you already know it. So here select, right? So this is the field, so where this is the related HTML code. Easily I can see it has a ID, and it has a, so if you have an ID, always ID would be the first preference to use your locator. Okay, as your locator to find the object or element. So let's see, we're going to use the get command, right? And then since it is there is an ID, so to use the ID, all you have to use hash, and then the value of the ID. This is, and then since this is a drop down, the static drop down, so this will find this locator, right? That's select box, the drop down box. From there you want to select something. So you want to select one of the option, like what do you want to select? You want to select Selenium, APM, or API. So we're going to select Selenium. So to select any specific option from a drop down, Selenium, they have a command is called select command. And what do you want to select? You want to select past the text that you want to select. Okay, Selenium, right? So this will find the actual drop down field, and then this will help you to select the Selenium. Now this will select the Selenium, and after that, if you want to do some assertion, you have to confirm that whether it was selected. We know that we typed the code, but we don't know that it was actually selected the Selenium or not. So that's why we have to do some assertion. Let's do some assertion. To do this, we can use the shoot command, right? Shoot command, it's help you to assert some text, because there's a lot of use cases of shoot command. and inside the should command you can use like b not. If you just hover, let's hover your mouse, you can see it's help you the sr, right? Sr contained. So there is a lot of use case of should. So with the should command, it you can use v, you can use have a should have, you can use a not be, you can use a should have value, right? So it's a lots of, you can see there's a tons of, the option is comes with the should command to do the assertion. So in our case, we're going to use should have. So here, let's see that what option we're going to use. It depends on what you have over here. For we can see the drop down options, all of the options, Selenium, APM, API. It has that there is a the option tag. It has the value. There's a parameter. It's called the value, right? So with the should command, there is also option comes with a value. So we can use the value for Selenium, or the values. The value parameter, it has the value is option 1. So if it's fine, the value, the parameter value, and its value is option 1, it means it will find the Selenium. So we can say should have dot value. We can use, there is a value, you can see. Okay, value. What would be the value of the the parameter? The value of the parameter of the value, so which is the option 1, right? So option 1, that should be. So if it's fine, the value is option 1, it means it will be Selenium, so it will be pass, otherwise it will be fail. Okay, so let's run okay, let's run our test cases. So we'll say sudo and then npx Cypress open. Okay, our test runner is getting open. Okay, here is this is our test file, Cypress TS demo. Let's open it. Okay, so open the URL. You can see all the script from the left side, and the right side is the output. There you go. It's done. You can see it's a pass. It's here is a assertion is saying expected. This is the locator, and it's and it has the value option 1, and it's pass. It's saying it's when you say this is green, it means it's pass. And you can see over here, here is the Selenium has been selected. You see, so that's the way you can do a very simple project. This is a very simple project, and using the TypeScript. Okay, let's close it. Okay, so this is the in-between setup, like how we can start your project based on TypeScript. Probably you don't see any difference like based on JavaScript over the TypeScript. I mean, sorry, the TypeScript over the JavaScript. But the actual difference you will see when you are going to use some code related with the TypeScript, not the JavaScript. And that time you will see this the actual difference. But other than there's not any difference. Like the beginning that you have to make sure after you install that Cypress, you make sure you install the TypeScript, and it's on your dependency file. It shows there, and your tsconfig file is there. So those things are the prerequisite. After you finish the prerequisite, and rest of the project setups is exactly the same you do based on the JavaScript. Now, if you are interested, like to build a project, maybe it's based on BDD, right? The Cucumber BDD. Please follow. You can find a end-to-end project based on Cucumber BDD in my channel. the project setups, everything would be the same after you do this like this, and rest would be exactly the same. Okay, so I hope that it's a help to you to understand, how, from where or how you can start a project based on the TypeScript. And also please note, you need a TypeScript, the basic, the basic programming concept. So if you haven't done it yet, or if you don't know that's like what is the difference between TypeScript and the JavaScripts, and other, the configuration, or the how to write the code for TypeScript functions, the classes, all those things, please go through my other tutorials in the same the same clip. You will see there is a lot of other tutorials I have related with the TypeScript. Please go through and complete so that you have the basic understanding of the TypeScript. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned. Have a good one. Bye bye.